Ew, 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 ew. I like wrap my arms around like to like touch his back to kiss him, and it is like touching a wildebeest. Jordan, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about the dark side of Tinder. Good morning, guys. It is super bright here. Oh my god, it's so blinding. Good morning. So I am so excited because today I am reuniting with my friend Holly, and we went to school together. Like, we went to musical theater college together, and we went to Universal Studios together, and we lived in Toronto together, and I love her so much, and she's the queen and like just a badass entrepreneur and a badass businesswoman, and we are reuniting after 5 years today, and we're going to Stanley Park, and I'm so excited. Oh boy, so in this video I'm going to be giving you guys a little story about my first and last Tinder date gone horribly wrong. So this is my first Tinder date. I was young, I was naive, I was new to the world of online dating, but not new to the world of online hooking up. And I was just a young sprout. Okay, so I wasn't very young, but basically, this was like the spring of my third year of college. And so I was like, okay, I'm finally gonna go on a date. I'm a big boy now, I live on my own. And I was living in Brockville, Ontario, which is like the tiny town that I was going to musical theater school in. And I was talking to boys that lived like within a 100-kilometer area radius, basically like Brockville and all the tiny little hick towns around it, and like Ottawa and Kingston. And so I was on Tinder and I matched up with this boy whose name was also Jordan, and he had blonde hair and blue eyes, and he was super cute in the pictures and was really cute. And I showed his profile to a few of my friends, and they were like, eyebrows, because he had like really crazy eyebrows apparently, like he had really big eyebrows, but I'm like, whatever, so do I. So I didn't think it was like a huge deal. Sorry, I'm just like watching a cat out the window, and I'm like, please don't get ran over, kitty. Please don't get ran over. Please make it across the road. And the kitty made it across the road. Okay, we're safe. Anyways, so I'm talking to this boy, and he is going to university in Kingston, and he is doing his pre-med, I guess, because he was becoming a doctor. And so I was like, okay, that's cool. He's really smart. He was really charming when we were talking, and he lived like in a big city and had his shit together, and he had a car, and he was like so cool. And so I was like, sure, let's go on a date. And so he's like, okay, I'll come to Brockville. And so it's my spring break at the time, and he comes to Brockville, and we go on a date at this little Mexican restaurant, and everything is really sweet. And then he's like, what do you want to do now? And I was like, let's go for a drive. And he's like, ha 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 ha, don't take me somewhere and kill me because I don't know the area. And I was like, ha 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 ha. And so then we decided to go to like the pier in Brockville, which is like where everybody goes, and it's like right in front of the St. Lawrence River, and everybody just goes and sits there and like makes out. Is that how you say it? Anyways, people like go there on dates, and people just go there to sit and watch the water and whatever. And so this time it's like 7 o'clock at night, and so we're sitting there and we're listening to music and we're talking about music, and he like reaches over and puts his hand on my leg, and I was like, okay, whatever. And he's like being super cute, and so he like comes up and like gives me like an Eskimo kiss, like rubs his nose against mine, and then we started kissing, and I was like, okay, whatever, this is cute. And then before we even met up, backstory, I was like, okay, we are not going to be like hooking up or having sex on this date. I don't do that on first dates. That's not something that I'm into or interested in. And so anyways, we had this cute little moment out at the pier, and I was like, okay, whatever. We had like a nice date. At this point, we were hanging out for like 3 or 4 hours. And so we had like this first kiss, and it was like super romantic and cute. And then he's like, so what do you want to do now? And then at this point, I was like, okay, I know I probably shouldn't invite him back over to my house, but I'm pretty sure that my roommates are there, and that it would be safe if I invited him over to watch a movie. He seems like really nice. We've been talking now for a few days. He seems trustworthy, and at this point, he doesn't seem like a creep, and everything is totally fine. And so I text my roommate to make sure that she's up, At least one of them. Both of them were up at the time. And so I text her and she's like, okay, yeah, cool. I'll stay up and watch a movie with you guys. And so I invite him over to my house to watch a movie. Bad idea. And so he gets to my house. At this point, my roommate, who was like my best friend at the time, went to bed already. And I was like, okay, whatever. Or she had to train with her trainer or something. I don't remember. But anyways, that happened. And so my other roommate was downstairs and we were watching a movie. And so I don't remember what movie we watched, but we're hanging out watching a movie. He doesn't like be touchy with me. He's just like super cute. It's the first time I've ever like openly hung out with a boy in front of anybody, really. Like a boy that I was actually interested in, and people around me knew that I was interested in this boy. And so everything is fine. And then my roommate goes to bed. And at this point, I'm like, okay, whatever. Everything's been fine. He's been totally nice. I was like, okay, whatever. It's fine. He'll probably go pretty soon. I'll just like go to the bathroom, whatever, and then I will like send him out on his way. And so I go upstairs to go to the bathroom because our only bathroom is upstairs. And I come out of the bathroom and my bedroom light is on. And I'm like, what the heck? And so I walk around the corner and he's in my bedroom and his shirt is off. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, kind of confused. Like, he knew that we were not going to be hooking up. I don't even know why he's in my bedroom, but obviously because my two roommates went to bed and it was the only other room upstairs that was open, he knew it was my bedroom. And so he's like, oh, I just wanted to see your turtle that you told me about. And I was like, okay. And so I was like, well, this is my turtle, haha. And I like showed him my turtle. And then I was like, oh, it's probably time for bed. And so he like pushes me into my bed. I'm like, not what I meant. I meant like it's time for me to go to bed so I can escort you out the door. And so he pushes me into bed and he's like, well, I didn't come all the way from Kingston not to, I don't know, at least get a good night kiss or something. I don't remember what he said. It was something slimy and I was like, ew, this is not what I thought it was like all night long. This was like super charming and sweet, and then all of a sudden you're like trying to like pressure me or manipulate me. Like, I didn't drive 45 minutes all the way here just to like not get a happy ending out of this. And so I was like, ew, ew, ew. And so he like climbs on top of me and like starts kissing me, and I was like, whatever. Clearly like not into it, but like also like, hey, whatever, I'll just kiss this guy and then like get him off of me and shove him out the door, basically. And I like, ew, 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 ew. I like wrap my arms around like to like touch his back to kiss him, and it is like touching a wildebeest. It was literally like coarse, thick hair, his entire back. And I'm sorry if that makes me sound vain, but the one thing that I cannot do is back hair, and especially like a full like mammoth of back hair. And I was like, this doesn't even make sense. Like, his chest was like fully groomed and he has blonde hair and blue eyes and pale skin, but just like thick black coarse back hair. And it was like the grossest thing that I had ever experienced. But I'm just like, hey dude, we are not hooking up, this is not happening. And he keeps like trying to get on me and trying to get with me, and at this point I'm like, no, like you need to go, like it's time to go home. So nothing happened. I did not let him like pursue anything, but it was just like a gross experience, and I like felt gross about it. And he's like, okay, well, next time you can come to Kingston to see me for our second date. And I'm like, and just side note, at some point in the night, I don't remember what it was, but there was like trigger warning. He's like, oh, you know what's something cool? Like, I use these performance enhancing drugs to like study, because I'm going to become a doctor and I have to like study all night long. And that was the one thing. This was like after Kayla went to bed, before I like went to the bathroom. And so I was like, why is he telling me this? And this is just like so weird, because it's like it's really late at night. Is he like implying like, let's do these drugs and stay up all night? But I'm just like, that was my first red trigger warning. That I was like, I need to get this boy out of my house. Like, this is kind of weird. And yeah, so that's what happened, and I got him out of my house. And then he starts texting me and he's like, so what are we, like, are we going to go on a second date? Like, are you my boyfriend now? And flash forward, I ran into him once I moved to Toronto, and he was walking around in my new neighborhood when I was with my friend Lynn, and I was like, oh my god, that is Jordan from my freaking horror story from Tinder that I told you about. And I'm like, oh my freaking god, and luckily nothing happened. I moved away from Toronto. I've never seen him again. I've never heard from him again. Luckily everything is perfectly fine on my end, but just a warning, don't let people come into your house maybe on the first date, especially if they are like a Tinder date, even if they're somebody that seems like super fun and super sweet. If you are not wanting to hook up with this person, just don't let them in your house. Don't go back to your house. That was my big mistake. Don't let this person into your house, and especially do not let them into your bedroom. That was where I went wrong. So I hope you guys enjoyed, I guess, in a weird sadistic way, my dark side of Tinder horror story. And if you would like to hear more stories like this one, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you would like to hear more music or some music or any music or my singing, then make sure to check out those videos. That is what this channel is mostly about. And as always, make sure to be weird, be wild, and stay sparkly. And I will catch you guys in the next video. I love you guys. Bye-bye.